Hi everyone, welcome to Mega's Creations. Janet here with another exciting video for our Europe 2024 travel journal. Today we'll be heading to the Pantheon in Rome. So if you're interested in seeing how I pieced together this spread using all the beautiful bits on my table, stick around, like, comment and subscribe, and let's just jump straight into it. It's been quite some time since I worked in this journal, and you are all going to laugh at me because I have genuinely had this spread sitting on my desk for months, but I could not for the life of me pick a background paper for this side. And when this spread is finished, you'll see just how much of this page shows and how little it mattered. But to me, everything is important, and I just had to take my time. And today I was like, no, I need to film, I need to show people this spread, so we're just going for it. And like I said, you'll see how much is actually showing on this side and laugh. But I'm excited for today, actually. I'm just already getting things down, but we're gonna do a little bit more of a distressed sort of spread. And we're gonna use ink. This one is the Distressed Oxide from Ranger and Tim Holtz. This one's in Vintage Photo, which is a very well-known and loved distress oxide in the junk journal community. And friends, I used to really lean into the more vintage, grunge, aged aesthetic. And don't get me wrong, I still very, very much love it. But I do feel like this journal in particular has kind of been calling for me to incorporate color and dimension. But I do see my roots very much in this kind of aesthetic, so I thought I'd bring it back. And the Pantheon is definitely the spread to do that with, given how beautiful and old it is. So we're just going around the edges, and this will also help to make the spreads feel a little bit more cohesive. This is a bit of a flimsy page, but I know that as the journal comes together, I'll be gluing something on the back of it. So until then, I'm happy to kind of leave it at that thickness. Okay, friends, actually, I'm sorry. We're gonna go ahead and whilst we're at it, ink up my photos too, which I've already matted for us. And this is my sister at a place called Trey in Lucina, and it was oh my god, I just remembered something. I'm sorry if you have had friends on, but we had to wait here before we got our tickets because that's where we had to pick them up from, near a little place near there. And it's this beautiful, like, I wouldn't say a courtyard, but it's just really cute, like alleyway, side street type of vibe. Friends, you're not gonna believe what happened. So before we go, we decide to have some food, some beverages, while we wait to pick up our tickets. Anyway, we're doing that. And then Renee and I, so this is Renee, this is me. If you're new here, I'm Janet. And this is my three sisters, Kirsty, Renee, and myself. And in 2024, we went to Europe together, and I have a whole playlist on my channel of the different spreads that I've been creating to make a journal for us to commemorate the trip. Anyway, so it's almost time to pick up our tickets. Renee and I decide that we need to go to the toilet before we do so. And there's only one toilet, and as sisters, we share a cubicle. I don't know if that's weird, but we just were. Anyway, so the one cubicle, we're in it. It's a sliding door. And I swear, Renee said she didn't, but I remember hearing a bit of a slam when Renee closed the door. And I heard something fall, didn't think anything of it. We go to the toilet. It is what it is, right? Wash our hands, go to open the door. Actually, I don't want that one there. And we can't open the door. And we're like, huh? Let's start pulling things down, friends, because I could keep it here all day as I tell you my stories. This is just a cute little note page that I had in my spread that I can use for some journaling. And we're going back in with some wet glue today, friends. We're locked in this toilet, right? And it's in like this side area of the restaurant that you don't really need to go down unless you need to go to the toilet. So Renee and I are like excusey, like trying to get attention as we are quite literally locked in this bathroom and we don't have our phones on us. We are locked in this place for like easy 10 minutes until one of the waiters hear us like trying to call for help, and then they come and they're trying to help us get out because they can't get us out either. Something has fallen behind the door and it has jammed us in here. So then for another good 5 minutes, friends, we are locked in this toilet with help trying to get us out. Somehow it gets barged open and we get out, and we come back to our middle sister Kirsty, and she's like, where have you guys been? And we're like, we've been locked in the toilet for the last 15 minutes. Why didn't you come looking for us? She's like, I don't know what you were doing. I didn't want to interrupt. Anyway, the joys, right? But again, it's just those funny little stories that you kind of have in the back of your brain that you don't remember until you kind of reflect and look at these photos. So that is probably what I'm going to put here, or even maybe on this side, because it looks like I'm going to put those photos there of my sister with the drinks at the cafe. Okay, I'm going for it. We're going to slide that there. I think I want to kind of bring it down slightly so we can see. And then will that go the nice there and there? Yes, that feels nice, but I think it might be a bit crowded, so we're going up higher with that one. Yes, and then we can kind of peek this through and a little bit over the image. What do we think? Like that. And then we're going to go ahead and use this photo of us. How are you all going? Is there any project that you started in 2025 that you're continuing on this year? Like I said, this was a trip we did in 2024 and the journal is still not done, which is totally fine. I did my friend's New York travel journal before I did this one. And it's all just a matter of time, and I'm enjoying the process and sharing it with you all. So I don't feel like there's any severe, oh, see friends, the spacing is a bit funny. So let's bring you up a little bit higher. Put that there. Will that still fit? It's close, but it's not the worst. Let's just go a bit higher like that with these little bits here. Cute, cute, cute. It does feel a bit crowded. Do you feel that? But you know what? That's okay with that there. We belong here. Despite going to Rome in 2019, I had never seen the Pantheon, so it was really nice to be able to see it with my sisters. And this is a hotel room key that we found on the floor, and I just was like, anything and everything that I see is coming home with me. And because it rhymes, that's how you know it's even more true. Actually, that's a cute tagline. Everything I see is coming home with me. And that would just come under here. I have been absolutely loving layering. The more layers, the better. Speaking of, let's just bring this up a little bit more, and then that can go there. Or do we go like this? Yeah. Oh, yeah, this is looking nice. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and glue this down. Do you guys have any craft? I feel like I just want to talk to you guys. I wish maybe one day I should try a live. Let me know if you'd be interested in that. I think it could be very, very fun. And I have so many like questions whilst I make these videos, and would love to get your input during it. I just, one, don't really know how to do it. And two, don't know how to do it. Let's pop that up like that a little bit more. I love using wet glue because it gives me that malleability of just like moving things around whilst it's still wet, so I can just configure the page and the pieces in a manner that feels good to me. Okay, now we don't even need to ink this little hotel room key. Actually, before, I wanted to put this in here to cover that gentleman's name, because I think that's really cute. So we're going to do it. This is just a cut apart, I think, from a, oh, I don't even know if it's a Simple Stories. All I know is it's cute, and we're going to use it. Again, it gives me more journaling space because I do have so many stories I want to tell. Oh, friends. Okay. Tip for when you go traveling is always write notes. And I am notorious for doing it so well throughout the trip. And then it gets to like the final week, and I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of exhausted, over it, homesick. Oh, I get really bad homesickness, especially towards the end of a trip. I can do about 4-ish weeks, but after that, get me home. We're just going to pop a hole in there. This is a Tim Holtz piece, actually, and that's just going to sit cutely. Oh, why can't I get it in? Like that. Oh, I love it. That can sit there, that can sit there, and we're just going to have to fold it a little bit, which is totally okay. Yes, but write yourself some notes. I have like pages and pages of notes all the way through my trip, but then I get to Mykonos and it kind of falls off. But this just helps to capture the stories and just will be a really great reference for you when you're making your spreads to kind of, I do mine in chronological order. I don't make them in chronological order, but I do put the pages in the journal in chronological order. The reason I don't make them in chronological order is because I do like to, let's move this down a little bit so I don't cover our faces too much, like that. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And just make sure that's stuck down nicely. What was I saying? Yes, the reason I don't make them in chronological order is I like to just let the creativity flow and not force myself to make a spread if I'm not really feeling up to it or not feeling inspired by it, which I do think is one way to approach it, but I do also encourage you to do what feels best. And if doing it in chronological order means you kind of not force yourself to make the spreads, but just commit to doing it, because I can always leave the ones that I'm least inspired by at the end, and then I just have a collection of spreads that I'm not really feeling the desire to make, but these are what I'm left with, so let's make them now. Completely up to you. There's no right or wrong way to do it. How do we want this? So today's spread again has that grungy element, but it also features a lot of florals, which I don't feel like I do super often. But this is is it a Pink Fresh? No, it's a Cocoa Vanilla set, actually. I don't know the name of it, but I'll be sure to link it in my description. We've got things from Cocoa Vanilla, from Tim Holtz, and my favorite, 49 and Market. And I just find that these labels are such cute additions for like one-off comments. Actually, friends, I was laying in my bed yesterday thinking about journaling, because that's what I do and that's what I enjoy, but I don't write in my journals, and that was one of my 2026 creative goals, is to write in my journals. So I don't know how to approach that. Should I just commit to it and catch up, which is what I'm kind of leaning towards, or do I do it? I don't know. I think I need to block out some time and just commit. Oh, friends, you can always tell when I am filming on my own phone, because midway through it'll be a slight jump, and that's purely because my phone storage fills up and I have to put it onto my computer. So I do apologize. I don't know when it stops recording. It just does so, and I look up and I'm like, oh, how much have we missed? But just as a quick recap, we finished this page. I think it looks absolutely beautiful. And now we're moving on to this side. I'm going to keep the multiple layers because it's not really adding any bulk, but it is adding stability, and that is important. I want to put this over that, but still keep the number 22. So let's try right there. So that's just going to form part of the base layer. And then as always, we're going to build on top of it like this. Slow and steady, right? And then, like I said, I want to put this flower to bring in the colors from the side on the right. And paste that right there. Perfect. Now we'll put these pieces down from, this is a Tim Holtz game piece. I'll need to look in my collection to tell you what ephemera pack this is from, but I do actually, now that I think about it, I do think it's like the colorful one that comes with so many pieces in a variety of colors, so you can kind of pick and choose depending on your spread, which I think is very handy. Oh, this says Paris, France at the bottom. That's cute. In the olden days, I'd be like, I can't use that for this spread. But we're trying our best to kind of not be as restrictive and literal. So let's just place that like that. And then, I've got these photos I still need to use. And I thought this little Pantheon piece, like it's a column. And there are columns. Do I have them? Yeah, right there. Look, like a little callback to this page. Space for this cute there. Yes, I do, which makes me very happy. Do I have my pin? I do. This is a hack that I learned from Seven Plaza over here on YouTube, and she just uses a pin to pick off these stickers. So I'm going to go ahead and do both at the same time. So that way I can determine placement. So that needs to go like this. Oh, they're very sticky, which is good. You know they will last. Okay, if I put that like that to fill up that space on a bit of an angle, and then we want to tuck this, guys, as if that's not super stinking cute, right there. I love it. I love it. And then this will go here. Let's use this. And do I want to make this into a pocket? Oh, it's already stuck down almost. I think I'm going to give myself the option. So actually, I should probably use some double-sided tape. And we're going to go with the thinner. Oh, that just fell right off. We're going to go with the thinner version today. It's got hair on it. So that way we can really maximize the space in the pocket should we choose to put something in it. And these are just my glue scissors, which I do recommend having, which are just scissors that you can use that have cut double-sided tape, so that way they can get all sticky and a little bit gross, whilst you have other scissors that are sharper and you can use for more regular cutting. So let's peel this off. I'm worried if that's going to be enough support to keep it to the page, but we'll cross that bridge when we get to it, won't we? If you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much for sticking around. I genuinely, I know I say this in all my videos, but it's really important for me to really communicate my feelings. How much I appreciate you all for coming along, for being here with me on this process. It does mean the world to me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. So we'll align that like this. And then why don't we go ahead and use this other vine? And vines are interesting because in ancient times, vines were like symbols of victory. You'd get like a vine around your neck. So let's do, it's not necessarily why I'm using it, but it's a cool addition to have those layers of meaning. And I have to use my degree, friends. So let's do that. And some of you might be like, what's her degree? And if you're new here, you won't know, but I studied to be an archaeologist, and I studied ancient Rome and Greece. So this is very much my forte, but I work in a museum now. So So this is just going to tuck under there to add some more green. That's another 49 in Market piece, friends. And that is, again, another Cocoa Vanilla. Let's use this photo here. Like this. And paste that right down. Keeping that sneak peek of green. Beautiful. What else should we do, friends? I'm looking, I'm thinking. I've got all these bits still laying around. Let's use this sticker here. What do we think? Friends, I love it. I really, really do. Where's my pin? I always lose that pin. I should put it back when I'm filming, just so I always know it's in that little container, but I also seem to have lost that container too. So let's pop this like that. What do we think? Should I add some layers under it? Probably, Janet. Let's go like this. Yeah, that fills up that space nicely, but maybe we go a little bit more here. And then this little seedling. What do we think of that? I've already stuck it down, friends. Don't rip, don't rip, don't rip. Okay. We're okay. Just. Also, friends, right now I have my bird sitting with me. He's on my shoulder. He might come say hi. Give me 1 second to do this very serious gluing. My big finger's there. Okay, I think we're gonna do it just to fill up that space slightly. Like that. Yep, yep, yep. Cute. Yes, okay. Jim, you wanna say hi to our friends? This is my birdie. He's so cute and I love him so much. Actually, I think that might be the first time you've actually seen him on camera despite hearing him in multiple. So yes, that's Jim. He is, oh my gosh, like 7 or 8 years old now. And he was my mum's bird, but somehow I am the chosen one, which I think is an incredible privilege. And I love him immensely. So he's just my buddy. We hang out together a lot. And I'm very grateful for him. And now he's trying to crawl down my arm again to say hi. So we're going to put this here, which says on vacation. Hi, Jim. And let's pop this flower over the top. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm really loving this. Okay, what else shall we do? Should we add some more color and go love this? Yes, we shall. And that fills up that space nicely. Jim, I'm just going to pick you up and we're going to pop you here for now. Okay, let's do that, friends. Like this. Another thing I noticed when I transferred the content to my computer, is that my intro didn't record. So I need to remember to film that again. Oh, he's all over my desk. Okay, and that can go there. Love this. We've got the Pantheon. I feel like that adds some fun flair. And again, we're really combining the colors, the visuals, the brightness with that more grunge feel. And I really like how that's coming together. I don't feel like it feels forced or anything, which is nice. Should we put that there? Yes, we should. More labels. What do you think, Jim? Do you like it? Let's put it over here a little bit. Doesn't need to be so centered. So we've got those comments there. Let's put one of these stickers here. Friends, did I listen to myself and put the pin somewhere? It's right here, we're good. Now I can't pick it up. The trials and tribulations. Can we get it? I love that these pages are really mimicking each other. They're calling onto each other. They're relying. We're using the same pieces. That feels really, really good to me. Are we done? Friends, thank you so much for coming along as I piece together this spread. Like I said earlier, I love how I've been able to combine the vintage, more quote unquote grunge aesthetic with the bright colors. I would love to know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the channel, and I look forward to seeing you all in my next one. Bye-bye.